Hi, the Sleep Nanny here, and we're going to answer the question today of who or what is the Sleep Nanny. I answer so many questions about the topic of sleep and infant sleep and specific challenges that crop up with little one's sleep. But actually, who is the Sleep Nanny? What is it all about? And that's something people want to know, and I think absolutely right, relative, very, very important to know. So I'm going to take you through a few points and tell you a bit about who the Sleep Nanny is and what it is and what it's all about. So I am Lucy Shrimpton, the Sleep Nanny, mother of two, wife, and hugely passionate about the topic of sleep. Why? Why? Well, I've walked in your shoes, I've been there, I've experienced sleep deprivation, I've experienced challenges that I can't figure out, and I'm a problem solver by nature, so when I can't figure something out, I want to know the answers and I want to know why. So I went on a journey of learning and discovery, and it was life-changing, and from there all I could do was hear other people's stories and just wish I could help them and wish I could get them to experience the change and the transformation that we did as a family. But I didn't have the expertise and the professional knowledge to actually do that. So that was when I decided to make it my personal mission to get that knowledge and expertise, to get training, to get every bit of info I can to the highest level so that I could serve those families and bring them a positive change in their lives. So that's why and how I became the Sleep Nanny. The Sleep Nanny is my registered trademark, and I like to think it's a name that kind of says what it does on the tin. I kind of think that's what it you kind of know what it's about with the Sleep Nanny. That's why I called my business the Sleep Nanny. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is letting people understand that it's important for the parents to get in the driving seat with the problems they're having. So I'm not a medical doctor or a pediatrician. I'm not going to treat your child. I'm not going to examine your child. Everything I do is psychology and behavioural based. It's about personal performance. It's not about medicine whatsoever. So if you have any medical related challenges, absolutely see a doctor. But what I do is totally and utterly about behaviour. And most sleep challenges are behaviour related. There are cases that are medical related, absolutely. And I've trained and learnt enough to be able to spot some of those and can redirect people if that is the case. But 1 in 4 children will have some kind of sleep challenge along the way. It's going to happen to 1 in 4, which is quite a high number. And most of them being behavioural based. So if somebody like myself can help you fix that and resolve that, then isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a positive thing to bring into the world? I think so. So when we say behaviour based, what does that mean? A lot of people think behaviour? My child's not naughty. How can a baby be naughty? Nothing to do with that whatsoever. Behaviour, just behavioural, means not medical. That's the difference for anyone who's not clear on that. So that's what it means, and that's what I do. And I work with the parents, so I'm effectively coaching parents. That's what I do. I'm a provider of information, resource, experience, knowledge, expertise that I bring in a tailored way to empower the parents. That's my role. I don't come and do it for you. There are people out there that do. But at the Sleep Nanny, the role is to empower you, the primary caregiver, to feel like they are fully equipped, knowledgeable, in control, confident, so that they can actually receive those lasting results and keep things on track. Because it's not something you just flick a switch and it's magically better. In some cases it does look that way and it does seem that way. I have clients who probably go, yeah, it is. It was amazing. It was like I have fairy dust or something. No. It's not usually like that straightforward. And even if it is that great at the beginning, there's going to be bumps in the road. That child is going to go through developmental phases, shifts in their temperament, all kinds of changes, illness, all sorts of things are going to crop up. And when those things crop up, I want to know that you feel completely and utterly capable, ready and confident about how to handle it in the moment and how to shift things and get them back on track. Because things crop up all the time. People ask me, well, your children must sleep brilliantly. They do now, but that doesn't mean we don't have the occasional thing that comes up. Fortunately, I'm usually able to draw on my expertise and go, yeah, okay, yeah, I know where this is happening, I know what to do, and we get it fixed very quickly. But that's what I want for you, for everybody. I want you to have that ability and that knowledge. It's not publicly, shared stuff. It's usually quite individualized. So my role is to empower you so that you are the expert for your child and that you know how your child works. You feel fully informed and educated on their temperament, their needs, their everything, so that no matter what happens, you know what to do and you can keep them on track. That's my whole concept of what I do. That and the fact that everything's very gentle. I'm not going to say, leave your child to cry, leave them, walk out, leave the room, be strong, you can do it, and everything will be better. That's not really how I work. I'm not criticising those kinds of approaches, because there are times and there are studies that have shown for that sort of thing to be very effective. But my approach is usually more of a way that parents can handle, feel comfortable with, and don't feel in any way like they're causing their child any unnecessary upset. So everything's very gentle, gradual, at the right pace for the child and for the parents, because usually both need to be handled with care. So that's really, really important. And I'm speaking from a place of being a mum, of being, having gone through this. I know there are various professionals out there who have different ideas, and some of them don't even have children. So I find it quite difficult, whilst I don't for one second think they're wrong, and I'm sure there is lots of theory and philosophy that backs up their approaches, I'm sure. But it's a feeling, it's how you feel inside that I think maybe they can't relate to unless they've been there, have children and experienced it for themselves. And that's why I think I relate very well to the people I work with, and I'm always very empathetic because I know how it feels. I know it's not as easy as it's even as I say. Sometimes I will say, here's what we need to do. I know that sounds so much simpler than it will be, and I'll take the parents through ways they can actually adapt their own mindsets or help themselves through it. And I also explain what's going on, because sometimes understanding what your child is trying to communicate to you can change everything, your whole perception. And it's so lovely watching the journey that these families go through. It really is. So before I go off on a tangent about that, let's bring it back to the whole point of this episode, which is, who is the sleep nanny? What is the sleep nanny? What's the whole thing about? So yeah, it's about giving parents the information, the confidence, the tools, and the empowerment to be able to take the very tricky, complex, counterintuitive topic of sleep into their own hands and be able to have that lasting outcomes from that. So that's what I do, that's why I do it, that's how I do it, and I hope that answers that question for you all.